All right, welcome everyone. We are Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The Promised Neverland, Season 2, Episode 3.
We know now what The Promised Neverland is.
Yep, what it means.
Okay.
And Sanju has given us a lot of info regarding the world at large.
Yes.
This is a very bleak situation for anyone that is on this side of the world, basically, like this continent, this body of land. And yet, Ray and Emma are hopeful because there is a goal. There is a very easily understandable goal of, if we get over there,
then we're good.
Are we finally going to be free? You know?
Right. Yeah. But no one apparently has done that in 1,000 years.
Yeah, and it's not even a thing necessarily of whether or not they can, because it might literally be impossible. But it also might be a thing of where the demons and everyone, like maybe even the humans on the other side, have a vested interest in having you not cross.
Right,
because that means war again.
That means war, yeah. And you know, given that the peace was established 1,000 years ago, not only, you know, is there no carryover necessarily to any kind of Earth stuff that we'd be familiar with, but also the other place, it could be a whole other universe basically over there. There's 1,000 years. That's a long ass time.
Right. There's no way of knowing, like, until we actually find the wall basically again, which is cool because this is basically them having their whole moment where they got outside their initial wall and it's like, oh, there's even bigger walls out there. So it feels very apropos that this is what the next stage of the conflict is. Well, we're in an even larger farm. It's ruled entirely by demons. They are the dominant force here. And while there is probably some kind of human resistance movement that William Minerva, at the very least, is connected to, because why would there be all these codes and stuff in the books if humans haven't been in contact with them for 1,000 years?
Where do the books get made? So far, we've been seeing, like, you know, forests and things like that, but there's probably going to be some areas where it's a, you know, granted, still demon-populated, you know, civilization, but a regular-ass, maybe urban-ish environment? Who knows?
Something like that. Because while we know that there's people like Isabella referring to like grandma and stuff, there is a group of humans that are working with the demons. And one of them is probably William Minerva. That's something that just makes sense. Surviving in a world like this without having people that are demons that are helping you, that probably doesn't fly. Which is basically what we saw here with the kids, is they got saved by luck because Sanju and Mujaku were there. Yeah, love it. Awesome. Demon Skull Knight basically coming in to save them. Now, that's not going to work in the future. They still need a way to survive independently.
And they have been being trained, which is awesome. And the stuff of Emma realizing, like, oh, yeah, eating other things to survive, and even using the blood flower things. Lovely.
To, make things a little bit more easily edible. Oh, wonderful. All right. Yeah. I'm really excited to have this be a thing of where they begin to understand the demons in a way that, like, they didn't expect to. That'll be kind of interesting. But, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
Well,
okay, so we got ourselves a perfect base setup here. This was a spot that William Minerva wanted them to go to, and with the devices that they've been granted, this unlocked the opportunity for them to get into this farm-like location.
And I like the way that it's, I like the security of the place, because one of the things that I was a little bit worried about is, okay, if they get to a spot and demons are on their tail, do they find the spot, and then, you know, you think this is going to be great, but psych, you know, then now you're just in a hole, and then they come in and kill you, you know. But the whole idea that the pen was something that was specifically needed in order to reveal the base and all of that stuff, I love it, Good stuff. And apparently this is in a place where demons just don't go for whatever reason, so cool, awesome. And this is very self-sustaining. Like, Okay.
Surprisingly so, to the point where we were getting a little bit worried that this is something that the demons put out there just for the kids that would eventually escape.
Right.
Because if you think about it from the standpoint of, if you're the demons looking at this from like an economic standpoint, there's this number in your accounting book that should be the acceptable losses kind of category. And in the acceptable losses category of farming humans is human escapes. What do they do? Where do they go? Well, you would at the very least want to corral them.
Yep.
So that they don't just go wandering off and die of starvation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's wasted product, right?
Yep.
So you would funnel them into a location where you could eventually either reharvest them or set up maybe a new kind of farm.
Right, because since they've already gotten out of one farm, right? They've already escaped the Matrix.
Yep.
They're not exactly going to think that they're in another Matrix. You know,
yeah,
like
that's a pretty next level move by the demons. Yeah.
Dream within a dream, like, okay, yeah, that someone managed to set this up, right? Yep. The fact that it feels very farm-like, hey, that could just be how it had to work, you know, technically. Yep. The demons already figured out how to make a self-sustaining little thing, so we're going to use that to our advantage. Cool. But things like, oh yeah, help, you know, help, you know, written like crazy in the one room, or the tunnel that was just in secret there. It could be to get out and get supplies, and if so, awesome.
Access to the forest that's, you know, miles that way.
Right, that would be very helpful.
It could also be related to what Sanju was saying earlier in that, no, I want to hunt humans again, but I can't because they're either all in farms, basically, or there's just not any to hunt, basically.
And the whole idea that with the religious aspects of it, it's that they can't eat the humans grown in the farms, but if
they're not natural.
Right, but if they eat wild humans, then they can. Right. Which is like, okay, I love that bit of specificity there, and it adds additional like complexity to the demon society.
You know what it feels like to me, basically, is it's basically the kind of thing of like, no, those humans have tons of processing things in them. There's a bunch of gunk in them.
We only eat organic.
We only eat organic, exactly. So if this area is something where even potentially Sanju is set up with Minerva to where it's like, go because go that way.
That's the other thing. This doesn't have to be something that was set up by like the higher ups in demon society.
It could be an offshoot group.
It could be an offshoot group of demons that are like, hey, we don't like the fact that we don't get to eat any humans. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna maybe sneak some things into the, you know, the production and whatnot for the farms and things, so that there will be little clues left behind. And if any kids are real smart, you know, real tasty,
meaning they're really good, you know, yum.
And they manage to get out, then they'll come here, and then, you know, we'll take them.
And the best part, it doesn't have to be a thing where they one and done it. It can be literally a spot where then humans would breed, grow a community, the population would extend out, and then if one of them gets lost in the forest every once in a while, I mean, it's a scary world out there.
Exactly. And because if the kids manage to actually get away, right, like from the original farm where they were at, and then they die later, the demons will have no reason to suspect that this is something being done by other demons. Because, well, no evidence, right? You know, it's okay, man, damn, they managed to get away, right? Unless they actually find the clues left behind and are able to trace it back that way.
Possibly.
For all they know, it's just, some really smart kids managed to escape. And we never saw them again, right?
Yeah. So, okay, so what do we have really here? William Minerva contacts them on the phone. Which means that probably once they inserted the key, the pen into the bit there,
it sent an alert.
It sent an alert to William Minerva of they're here, so call them. Now, at the same time, and I liked how they framed it with the lighting, when the other kids, like the Yvette, go into the room there, the same light that was in the stairwell going down to where the phone is was in the room where they saw all the scribblings on the wall. And it looked like there was a couple, I can bring up the image here, but it looked like there was also some stuff regarding like counting down the days, you know? Like it was like a bunch of like hash marks and stuff of like, okay, You know, like this is how long.
Oh
we've been
yeah,
here.
yeah, over there especially.
Yeah, a ton all over.
Right.
So this is a help, but then a bunch of hash marks and stuff.
Right.
This area also has on the ground here some cups with like sticks in them.
Yeah, it's probably whatever utensils they use to actually draw or paint or scratch it in or whatever.
Yeah, but I think this is with blood.
Yep.
That's
Blood. Whether
yeah.
because of censorship or because blood does dry dark.
Very dark, yeah.
Yeah, that could definitely be blood.
Yeah. It's also dark in this room, so
Yes, that too.
yeah.
One of the things that I'm curious about though is that this is a very strong reveal, right? In that, okay, we're in a place that we're hoping is safe. Turns out it might not be safe. But the fact that it's people doing help and like scribbling, like putting all the the marks on the wall for like counting days, probably. That tells us things.
Yeah.
Because
It almost feels like they're trapped then.
right.
So
Which
is
is
that-
odd given the fact that they're in this farm and this is one room.
Yeah.
Because with the rest of the farm, the whole point of this farm seems like it would be something where it's you don't realize you're in a farm.
Yeah,
right?
that's kind of the
That
kind of
seems
the
like it
initial
would be
thing.
the point.
Now, if it's an OG kind of classic
right,
farm,
like classic farm
where we had a mom here and we had basically a whole bunch of kids and stuff, they would have no reason to write this because they would be built under the illusion that maybe this is the bunker type story where it's the world outside. It's scary. There's devastation, and if we go outside, you'll die. So you need to stay in here, but that's okay. We'll play piano together. We've got ability to grow a garden.
Now, the one potential other avenue I could see this going, if this is as a result of it being an OG farm, not something set up by William Minerva specifically to be like a safe haven, is that this could be the place where for any of the kids that realized what was going on and they weren't ready to actually and they weren't ready to be shipped out yet. Now that seems like it could potentially jeopardize things for the other kids, but that could be an explanation for why this room exists. You lock them up in here, and then it's until the time where they can get shipped out or whatever, they're trapped in here, etc. There you go, right?
Yeah.
And then that way you don't let it jeopardize the other merchandise. But even then, they're not, this feels like a prison cell. So
I just realized another thing that this could be.
oh yeah,
Well, they need moms. This could be a place where they had moms.
sure.
This doesn't need to be a place where they had kids necessarily.
Yeah.
And also, again, well, there's probably some kind of artificial insemination going on so that they can keep the moms, producing.
Right.
You have to have had some dads somewhere
At some
out
point.
there.
Yeah,
And
not as many necessarily.
yeah,
but
I could see this also being a place where they breach the topic of dads specifically. Because how do you I don't want to get into really dark shit here, but yeah.
you can't have them be 12 years old. Like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yeah. Now
And that could be torture to the point where one of them breaks, goes insane, and just starts scribbling on the wall.
right,
Like,
because that's the other thing.
well, any of them would. Yeah.
Scribbling help.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that you would do if you were resigned to your fate. Now there's going crazy, counting the days or whatever, right? But help is
You're
communicates.
aware of the danger.
You're aware of the
You're
danger.
trying to fight back against the danger.
You're trying to fight back against the danger, but you know that someone else is going to be in this room.
Right. Potentially.
In this room when you're not, right? It is a message to the future generation of the inhabitants of this room.
Warning.
Right? It's a warning, and it's a cry for help. Which now it could just be insane because this definitely is some crazy writings on here.
Yeah.
But that implies to me that it's something where you get the feeling that there would still be a chance that they could help you after you're removed from this room.
This is another thing that's rather odd. There's no door here.
Oh.
Like look at the door, like kind of frame, you know? There's no, like, hinges or anything.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
odd.
it also feels rather odd, given that one of the things I would suspect would be that it's a Mines of Moria situation, where we barred the gates and cannot hold them for long, we cannot get out.
Right.
Help, help, help. And in the, like, maybe there's hound demons at the door, like, scratching, and it's just, help, help,
Right.
help. You're able to do this for, like, 3 hours before they eventually break through or something. But I feel like they're royally screwed if those tunnels are access points for something else.
Well, and also this was in a hallway area that had a bunch of regular looking rooms. So that's odd.
That's very odd.
That doesn't seem like the kind of thing where if it was like this is where we like hide away the kids that were the kids that found out or something.
Yeah.
They're still in the center of the farm as a whole, right? You'd think it would be like something where you go down the ominous steps like Ray and Emma were doing and everything, and then down there they'd be tucked into some soundproofed room.
For sure.
But
for sure.
For this, it's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, I feel like they've set up a good mystery area where it could be going down a few different directions, and a couple things that we're just seeing are more red herrings, or there's very specific interpretations that we need to be given more context kind of data before we can ascertain what's exactly going on here. But the main point right now is that they could stay here for a while.
Yes.
Emma, Ray, Dawn, Gilda, and the rest of the kids,
Canned food for the win.
Yeah, they have ascertained that this is a place that is not we're going to stay here for a couple days and then book it to go somewhere better. We could make this sustainable if we divvied up the roles regarding managing resources and stuff.
They could disappear down here for a while
before
they have to
time.
go up for resources, and potentially never. And even if they did, they've got a handy tunnel, which who knows where that leads, you know.
Yeah, and that's the part that I'm excited about, is them exploring this place fully. And then given that they had the map of the location, which I will bring back up here, because I believe it did show some kind of data regarding tunnels. It did not, though, seem to show tunnels going beyond what would be a...
Yeah, it didn't seem to have...
You see this? You see this spot here on the top here with the circle? And
that almost looks like the entrance point.
No, I think that's where the... I think that might be where the telephone was.
Possibly. What this image does seem to communicate is that the
lighter area is the top part?
Well, or at least they're different layers. Probably higher up, I'm guessing.
Sure.
And then which would make sense because then the bigger, more open rooms are further down.
Right. Storage and stuff.
Yeah. But okay.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Let's assume these paralleled areas here are the rooms.
Right.
If they're the rooms, we might have actually been given the layout when they walked around the area here. And remember when they show all the numbered rooms and stuff? Was that where they walked past in order to get to the place with the telephone?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Here's the
try
spot.
and catch us, Anna. Yeah,
there's the spot for that. One of those rooms is the spot where they saw all the help stuff, right?
Right, and like an offshoot, like side hallway, yeah.
But there's a straight door down the end there that's double doored. And if we use the layout that we got from there, that leads to a dead end kind of area with a circle at the bit there. But where's the spot that they...
Yeah, I don't know. Like details of the place aside, one of the things that I'm very curious about is that in kind of a similar way to Lost with the whole thing of the hatch and we go down here and Dharma Initiative, what the hell's that? And numbers and everything.
No one's here. Well, actually,
Right.
There's one here.
That raises a question for me of how long are they going to stay here? Because with the things like the help and the tunnel and all that stuff, that could be a signal that you actually should leave relatively quickly.
Sure.
Right? However, they do need what's here.
They do.
Right?
And they can't just pick it all up and leave.
They can't just pick it all up and leave. And I'm very curious what direction the show will take if they decide to make this a main encampment. Because while they can live here for a while, they do want to get to the other side. They want to get to the Promised Neverland. They will not really
send scouts.
Sure, that's a good point. Yeah, send scouts, get more information of the layout and
check
surrounding
all the books
places.
in the library for more Minerva info.
Yes, and the fact that the library is there and it looked like a decently big
Stocked.
one. Like yeah, it was stocked. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's something they can do. They can get information. Knowledge is power. Cool.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I feel like William Minerva is going to tell them a lot also on the phone.
Yeah.
And it might be the thing of where it's like, okay, I've stocked you enough resources to get there, you know, to stay there for a bit. He's probably also going to explain rather quickly what the situation is regarding the help thing. So it's either that we're panicking for no reason.
Right. If he doesn't, then that might be something where you can't trust him.
Right. Or he's going to immediately reveal himself as a potentially negative force, and this is where the conflict comes in.
Yep.
And then the place is revealed to be that, well, that hatch you just opened and
It's
shut
not
going to
open again.
It's not opening again. Yeah,
Right,
that
yeah.
could be the terrifying twist
Yep.
of all this, is that the tunnel network is actually your way out, but it's a labyrinth or something.
Right.
Like, who knows?
Or the tunnel network is how I get in.
Yeah.
You know?
Or
Yeah.
my people get in. My
Right.
friends.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So, y'all, thank you very much for watching this episode's
boy.
reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Yes, we stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all next time.